Now, 93 till infinity coming out of Oakland at that point in time. You guys switched up your style though when you came out with No Man's Land. I really want to get into it because it was so instrumental in creating what is, I guess, what we can dub underground hip hop today or intellectual hip hop today. What made you decide to take that path when during that time, it was a lot about gangster rap. Of course, we had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, a lot of different shit coming out of California at that point.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna let you know, man. Like, but even prior to that, what you're asking us about, hieroglyphics and Souls of Mischief specifically, and all of us have always been about pushing the envelope and been about progression. That's how we hit the scene. That's how we conducted ourselves prior to the question and point in time you're talking about. That's how we were, and if anybody out there, we love you. Check the record. That's what we was on. Now, to answer your question, as far as No Man's Land, like we had a creative difference with the company. I don't know how much in depth we should get into it. They pretty much wanted us literally like emulate Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince because they were changing their structure as a label to more of a pop label, and we just happened to have been signed onto them as a hip hop group when their focus was a hip hop group, a hip hop label as one of their many facets. But they changed their get down in the midst of our like business dealings with them, and it created a creative conflict between us and them. Like my man said earlier, like we thank Jive because they're directly responsible and instrumental in a large way of helping us develop our initial audience from which we built off of as Souls of Mischief slash Hieroglyphics Imperium conglomerate. But with No Man's Land, what happened was we were faced with the option of either going pop, like literally going pop, or getting shelved. And we were like, we're not gonna go pop. So and based off of that, it changed our MO on how we make a record. It was a point of adversity. Everybody out there, remember, adversity is there. It's a sign from your creator and the love in your heart to make you grow. That's what it's all about. Therefore, say no more. But that's what happened with No Man's Land. We came out with it. We stand behind it. We were proud about it, and it sold much better than the label actually thought it was gonna sell. And it was based off of y'all out there holding us down and understanding what we was going through. And the album, and if you listen to it now, it was ahead of its time. Listen to it, and that's how we will continue to conduct ourselves. That's the story on No Man's Land. And then they let us go off the label, and we started the Hieroglyphics Imperium.
You guys being from Oakland, we got to talk about the up and comers out of the Bay. We got the hyphy movement, and it's a lot different than the style that you guys have been doing. So I'm wondering what you think about all of that, and
Man, the hyphy movement, man. If you come to Oakland over the last 20 years, you know that we get stupid in the town, man. This is the place where the Panthers is from. You feel what I'm saying, though? So we really not having it. And the youngsters now, especially since they injected so much crack into the Oakland through the CIA during the late 70s, early 80s and shit, we got a bunch of crack babies wilding out right now, going stupid. They not having it, But like you said, hyphy movement. It's about a movement, man. If it's unifying the youngsters and they're coming together, it goes down. But it ain't nothing new. It just right now is getting shine. You feel what I'm saying, though? Like we've been. If you look at 93 till infinity, we're swinging cars in that video. You feel what I'm saying, though? We wild out in the town because we not having it, man. It's for real. We ain't listening. And we want everybody to know that. Fuck that. We not having it at all, Not on some tough guy shit, just like represent yourself, being from Oakland. It's not about gangs. It's about individuality, being original. That's the reason why we can come from a place like 82nd in East Oakland and still be on some positive shit. You know what I'm saying, though? And the hype movement is all good, man. It's just one part of a vast network of music, man. Where we live, I mean, we fuck with E40, we fuck with Short, we fuck with Mr. Fab. We just signed this dude named Nobody, who's a mic murderer, straight street cat, but microphone murderer. You know what I'm saying? We just linked up with Musab from Rhyme Sayers. We're putting out his new album. We just signed a heavy metal act all out the Bay, a band called Pain. It's led by Alan Anthony from Christian. The dude was on Rockefeller. Man, Oakland is about individuality, it's self-expression. You got to look at it like Sly and the Family Stone is from out there. Santana, you know what I'm saying, though? Tower of Power, Pointer Sisters, like Tony. It's not just a journey. You feel what I'm saying, though? It's not just about rap music. It's not just about backpack rap. It's not just about underground hip hop, hyphy movement, or none of that. It's about people coming together and being creative, man, and that's what the town is about.
That's what it is, man. Well, I'll finish up by saying we knew it. We're still blazing in here, so we know how we still get down 93 till infinity. But how do we get down 2007 till infinity if you guys were just rerunning that track?
We're not doing that.
Down to 7 digits. Call up the hotel. We gotta leave. Bye. Thank you for having us here.
Watch out for that new Souls of Mischief album produced by Top Secret.